Howdy y'all, Twitchonium here. Coming at y'all today with a Dominaria United quick draft. It has been a good long while since I drafted this format, so let's stumble through it together, shall we? See if I can even remember the archetypes for this format. Well, opening up a Defiler, I seem to remember all five of these guys being pretty strong, letting you pay Phyrexian mana instead of the standard costs. I feel like the green one was the best one, but a black one could be a fun one to start with. +1 in Menace. Not quite as strong as the green one for sure, but we'll see. Warleech. Blue-black was the mill deck, and this guy, I seem to remember being a pretty good player in that, but I don't think I'd take that black card over the Defiler. Tatiova, I remember being pretty sweet. Destroy Evil's great. The Terror would be awesome if we end up in blue, like a spells heavy blue deck. Shore Up can do some good work. Not a bad pack here. I think I'm just going to take the Defiler though. It's been long enough that this seems like a fun thing to try and build a draft around. Alright, well in black, I don't think either the Splatter Goblin or the Vivisector are all that exciting. I mean, they're both fine. Let's see if I can remember it. Black, white, I want to say was the tokens aristocrat strategy, and black, red was sacrifice. Aggro, not just normal sacrifice. So this guy would be okay if that's correct and I'm remembering correctly there. What do we have in the uncommon slots? We've got a Flying Knight with Enlist, seems fine. Could be an interesting build around as well to go with the Defiler. Maybe we could build like a blue-black kind of control deck. Yeah, same thing with Miromancer. Kind of serves a similar function. They would kind of go well in a same deck together. Impulse is fine draw. There's a lot of good, or not great, but reasonable blue things that we could potentially wheel out of this pack too. All the white flyers I remember being pretty good, just because I think blue-white flyers is the blue-white archetype in this one. I mean, it's often the blue-white strategy, but especially so in this format. I'm actually tempted to take the Vivisector in case we want to go into some kind of like sacrifice strategy. And just stay on the same color, even though some of these are much stronger cards. I don't know if they're that much stronger to like veer off yet. And we want as many black permanent spells as possible. And we want as many creatures as we potentially can get. I could see that. Maybe we do want just a black 2-drop here. This guy definitely going to be better in the sack deck. This one I think is the more universally fine one. It's good in sack, and it's just good if you're trading creatures off. So I think I'm going to take the Vivisector here, even over one of these potentially stronger cards. This seems a little expensive for a 2/2 flyer. Like, this one's almost the same, and it's a mana cheaper. If we were going to take one of the white cards, that is. And black-white could be a fun spot to be too, but yeah, I'm just going to take the Vivisector and stay on black for now. Alright, Twinferno. What does this one do? Just duplicate a spell, I'm guessing. Or double strike. That's interesting. Okay. Ramp spell. That seems pretty cool. A little hard to cast. Definitely far off from what we've picked, but pretty cool, fun build around there. So we could take a Banalish Sleeper for like the black-white deck. Destroy Evil I think is actually better if we are going to go that route. Warhorse is pretty good in that direction as well. Yeah, I think if we're going to take a black-white card out of this pack, I want Destroy Evil. And we've seen a fair amount of white stuff in these packs so far. Neither one of these black cards are all that amazing. I mean, like I said, Warhorse is fine if we do end up in black-white, but if we're in black-white, I'd rather have the Destroy Evil anyways. An Apparition can be a good evasive creature you can dump mana into late game as well, but I think we'll take some removal here. This guy I don't remember doing a whole lot for us. Yeah. It's fine for that aggressive sacrifice deck. The Rager I do remember being pretty sweet though. Drawing a card on ETB. Exactly the kind of creature we want to pair with a Defiler. Yeah, definitely feels like the pickup here. Barricade is Defender and a Sack Outlet. Oh, that might be worth having a copy of. Otherwise, we're taking a Vanguard or a Warhorse here. Warhorse could be fine. And it's also a Sack Outlet. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to take that over the Barricade for that reason. Both Sack Outlets for needing one of those, and Warhorse is just better late game and, you know, overall. Alright, do we take a Pseudo Board Wipe? A Sleeper? A Necromass? Could also take Rona and dabble in some blue. Feels like we are going to want to be attacking with creatures a fair amount here, honestly. So a Necromass could be okay in this deck. Like if we could just trade off some stuff early by cheating or, you know, getting things out cheaper from the Defiler, trading off with those. Slam down this guy for even cheaper. Double cheaper with the Defiler on the board. That said, having access to one of this type of effect could be pretty powerful. So I think I'm going to take the Miasma, actually. It's a possibility we could just go mono black, too, if we end up getting the cards for it. So Destroy Evil may not even make the deck. Yeah, I mean, Conscript seems kind of like what we want to be doing. Another Necromass, like I just said, would be fine. Battle Rage Blessing would be a fine trick if we did end up in like mono black and just needed that kind of thing. Not something I'd be super excited to play. Ancient's a nice late game stabilizer, but a little slow. I think I'll take the Conscript here. Even if we're not in the sack deck, that guy can still do a lot of work for us trading off. Well, nothing super exciting here. I think I like the Frenzy the most, just with the kind of start we have here. Creature heavy black deck. And this could be the kind of finisher we need. Alright, now we take another Destroy Evil here, I think. Ooh, yeah. Okay, maybe white-black is going to be the way. The Frenzy was potentially not really a sign. And do we want the 3-drop or the 4-drop with Enlist? I think we want the 3-drop first. They both die to the Miasma effect anyway, so... Now, Faith Bonder does not die to that effect, which is worth noting. Sleeper is definitely the more powerful card, though. Yeah, I'm going to still take the Sleeper. I'd rather, like, we can still play this as a 3-1, which attacks well and blocks well. Now, we should skew towards taking the black cards when we can, but Take Up the Shield is a pretty strong combat trick. It's protection, it's lifelink when you need it, it's a counter that stays on the creature. I'd love both of these, but I think we can probably pick one up in the next couple of packs, so I'm going to grab the Take Up the Shield here. Take this guy because he's an on-color creature. Ooh, and a last pick Sleeper for that pack, not bad. So here we've got Ivy. She was a really fun build around. Get to buff her up and then, or target single things and then buff her up. What does this Saga do? Draw 2 cards, create a bird, put a counter on 2 things. I don't know how I feel about drawing the opponent cards when I think we are going to have a couple of ways to do that ourselves, like Rager. I feel like we picked up one other thing that could. Maybe not. Cavalier seems good though. 2-for-1 bodies are always nice. Heroic Charge would be a nice effect that, like, to mimic what we were thinking of with Warhost Frenzy there. Herbalist could do some work, but I don't think it's that necessary we pick it up. Bone Splinters is okay, not exciting. If we pick up anything that has a death trigger, it gets a little more cool. None of these are black, so black creature spells for the Defiler. So these are both 2-drops. Yeah, on turn, or 3-drops rather. On turn 3, I think I'd rather be playing a Cavalier more often than the Saga. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about Braids. Doesn't seem all that strong. I think Runic Shot for 1 mana, even though it's a little more restrictive in what it does, like, just is better for us. It's just straight removal. Destroy the thing. Now I'll take another Rager here. Urborg Repossession could be great. Same with the... I'd play all 3 of these black cards and the Take Up the Shield in this pack, but I think we need the Rager type effects in this deck. Keep us chugging through. Now we get a Cut Down. Excellent piece of removal. Uncommon. I am all for that. Now I think I'm going to take the Herbalist over the Sky Knight just to make sure we can hit our 2-drops. Same thing here. Splatter Goblin. I would love a Lagomos. I'd probably even try to splash him, honestly, but Splatter Goblin's a nice little early creature we can trade off for some value. Don't think we need a Pilfer type effect here. I think I like another Warhorse actually over another Sleeper. We did wheel that last pick, and we're starting to stack up on our 2-drops pretty well. Let's see what all we've got here. Yeah, if we move the 1-drop in, we've got enough early plays, I think. I wouldn't mind picking up like 1, maybe 2 more, but I don't think we need to prioritize it. Not super excited about this guy, but he might still make the cut. He's fine filler. We've got a fair amount of removal too, which is a nice place to be in. Yeah, I'm going to take the Warhorse over the Sleeper. Well, here's another filler 2-drop. I don't know if I want it. Maybe I just want a Crystal Grotto over it, though. Nah. We'll see. We might not even run this guy. Now we can run a Board Pump or another random 2-drop to cut that Root Weaver out. Or we could take Bone Splinters. I think I just like the Herbalist here, honestly. Gain 1 life and scry 1 can be more powerful than you expect. Now we can pick up Bone Splinters just to have one. Another Take Up the Shield is great. There's another Herbalist. Now we're for sure set on 2-drops. We don't need any more. Unless they're like super premium 2-drops here. Alright, a rare on color that I don't remember. Let's see. Scry 4. Yeah, that wants a bunch of Planeswalkers that we're not going to have. That's unfortunate. Connoisseur, I seem to recall being pretty good. Yep. Definitely think that's going to be our play here. A nice big top-end creature we can potentially cheat out early with our Defiler. Exactly what we're looking for. Now, Citizen's Arrest I like a lot. But I do also like Urborg. Don't think we need tap for time. I think I'm just going to take the Citizen's Arrest, though. It's just exile-based removal, which is nice to have access to. Mana and Runic Shot. We ended up being more black-white controlling than aggro as we started. Yeah, I think I like that over the Repossession. A Vivisector would be another nice upgrade to one of our Herbalists, but that's alright. Take another Rager here. Yeah, I could see Phalanx being alright. We'll see what our creature count ends up being, but might be worth it. Is a 3/4 flyer without the kicker worth it over a Tribute to Urborg? Or even just a Vanguard, maybe. What's our creature count at? 19. Yeah, I think we're actually okay there. So this is more what our curve looks like. I don't think we need the Bone Splinters. Definitely don't need 8 2-drops, and we'll cut a Samite Herbalist. I think that looks good. I think that guy can go now. This guy can probably stay, actually, the Phalanx. He's going to be more like a 4-drop, maybe even a 3-drop sometimes. Let's keep him at 4 for now. I think we can cut the Miasma. It hits too many of our own creatures. I kind of like the rest of these, though. But that means we already have more than a full deck. I probably need to cut another creature or two. I think they should be white creatures wherever possible, so I'm going to cut the Phalanx. Probably should cut one of these, actually. These kill big things, these kill small things, these kill tapped things. They all just kill the things, though, which I really like. Maybe we cut one Runic Shot. It's a little more difficult to cast. So in looking at this, what would be upgrades? For a 5-drop, we could get another flyer that's more or less like the one we already took. We already cut the one of these guys we had. I think Urborg's the most likely to make it, but it fills a similar role to like Cut Down, and Cut Down's just better. I think I'll take the flyer. See if we end up needing another big flying creature. Soul Tender could be nice to have access to. Do I want it over a flyer or a Cavalier? Probably not. Although actually, this deck is going to lean heavily on the Defiler, so maybe having one way to potentially get it back is worth it in the deck. And I think I'd rather lose the flyer, honestly. Yeah. Nothing in this one for us. Battlefly Swarm could be a reasonable early aggressive creature. I think I wouldn't mind one Apparition over one Warhorse, honestly, though. And another Tribute to Urborg would be sweet. You know, I'm going to cut one of these Herbalists and take a Battlefly Swarm over that, actually. Griffin Protector could actually do some work for us. But I really want to take as many black creature spells as permanent spells as I potentially can. That's tough, because I do like this Griffin Protector a lot. Yeah, I'm still going to take the Protector. Alright. Gonna have to make a couple of cuts here, but I think we got a pretty interesting little black-white deck here. We've got a number of flyers. We've got some card draw in these Ragers to pull us through our deck, draw us towards our Defilers. I think we'll cut the one Warhorse. And maybe a land. Our deck average is pretty low there. I think we want to cut a Swamp, even though we have the double blacks. We've got a lot of early white creatures we want to be able to hit. So, but yeah, our curve is a lot lower than I was thinking it was. I dig it. Let's see if we can't rack up some wins with this aggressive white-black deck. I'll see y'all there. Here we are in the first round. We're on the play with a decent, aggressive-looking start here. We've got a bunch of 2-drops and some removal. Not the best removal for early, but still. I think we'll start with the Splatter Goblin, because then we could potentially sack it to our sleeper later for a little bit of sneak value. See if they just blast it away right away. Wouldn't mind having that bait out some removal. Ooh, alright. Let's go ahead and swing with our goblins, see if they trade. They do not. Now, do we want to kick the sleeper is the question. There's no other good targets on their side, so we'll play this one unkicked. And then next turn, potentially kick the next one. Ideally, I'd like to get this on the board before we start sacking things, but I think having 2 creatures out now is worth it. Ah, okay. That guy will bait out their removal. We'll go ahead and Rager it up first here, see what we draw. Swing on in. Then we can drop the Connoisseur before we play the next one. What does this one say? Draw a card if it was attacking. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. Do I want to trade my Rager for it? Probably so. No, maybe not. Not until the Connoisseur comes out. Well. If they're going to remove it, they're going to remove it. May as well get it on. Yep, looks like they've got something, unfortunately. Maybe not. Sure, thinking a long time about it. Hopefully they don't have anything. Be happy to trade my 2/2 for their 2/2. They must have a lot of options. Aha! Their removal just wouldn't hit the thing that they wanted to cast it on. This is fishy. Maybe just because this guy can't trigger again this turn? I don't remember this format well enough to know if there's something that just deals 2 damage. I'm going to just let it through. It's just 2. We're going to be swinging in the air for 4. Alright, let's swing with both first and see what they do. Guess we'll find out now if we made the right decision. Ah, there was a -2, so that's what it would have been. Alright, good for us. At least we'll get an extra point of damage in from our vampire here. We can still drop a Rager. Let's see what we hit with that. We need to stop drawing lands, that's for sure. And then we already had a creature die this turn. Let's hold on. Hold on to our sleeper. Destroy Evil has been a bit awkward this game with Garna specifically. Ah, they've got a Rager of their own. Fair enough. Alright, so we will block this one, get our trigger for our vampire. And hopefully with our sleeper, we'll be able to hit them down to 1 and make them unable to lethal us back on the block, or on the crackback. Yeesh, more lands, yeah. But we will definitely kick this guy. Alright. Playing it a little fast and loose, but I think that's what this deck is going to need. Let's see if we can get there. There is that, I think it was double strike that combat trick gave. It could have just been first strike. That'd be one way to get that damage through, though. Obviously, they could just remove our creature. That'd be really bad. Let's see it. They are looking at our creature like they've got something. Is that enough?
Frankly, destruction is best left to the professionals.
I was gonna say, that just looks like digging to me.
I strive for elegance and speed in my work.
Did they hit the removal? Please say no. Doesn't look like it. Hopefully that's not what they needed. Sweet. A little bit scary seeing the Jaya come down there, not gonna lie, but ended up making it in the end. See y'all in the next round. Welcome back to the next round, y'all. We are on the draw this time with definitely a lot slower of a hand. I think we may have to mulligan this one. This kind of deck, I don't think we can keep a 4-lander that doesn't have a 2-drop in it. As powerful as this would be after turn 3. I mean, maybe that's why we're supposed to keep this, actually. We do have 6, 7, or 8 1 or 2 drops in the deck. Oh. No, I'm going to toss it back and hope for better. I am punished. To the max. Now we have to draw a swamp to get going. Yep. Punished to the max. Learn your lessons from me. Don't mulligan like that, apparently. Thankfully not punished too hard. Hopefully they don't just shoot my little fly out of the water here. So normally I might block here, but knowing that we're going to have a expendable 1/1 soldier token here, I'm going to go ahead and not block and hope they don't just shoot my fly. Let's swing first and pray. That way we can take up the shield if we need to. Nice, now we can just drop our Cavalier down. And we'll have a nice little bit of creatures on the board, hopefully, for our Connoisseur when that takes flight. This is a sweet card that we didn't get a copy of. Ooh, that's not a great start for us. Yep. Well, now we'll have to block the Herbalist with our token. And our Connoisseur will not have a lot of stuff on the board. Now we're just gonna hold back our fly on blocks. Wow, another reinforcements. They got a really nice aggressive Boros deck here. see if we can staunch this wave they've got going, though. We still have one more piece of removal, and might need to use it here before we play the Connoisseur. I don't think I can have them scrying and gaining life anymore. Alright, this is looking a lot better now. Definitely want to get this down first. We'll start punching back a little bit each turn with one of our flyers. If they're going to have removal, they're going to shoot it off, so I'm not too concerned if that is the case. Well, now they very likely have that +2/-2 thing that we saw last round, so I'm not going to block until we get a counter on us here. And if they just have a kill spell for it, then oh well. Oh my. Well, alright then. That is the thing. Rager's a great draw to help us get back into this, though. Ooh, look at that. Some synergy value. Well, that's unfortunate, but thankfully we will have a Marshall we can kick. Or Sleeper. Banalish Marshall was in my brain for some reason there. And we get to Brood. Get back our conscript. Well, our hand hath been played. Let's see what else we can draw. Yikes, another one. I'm gonna swing with this guy because I want him in my graveyard. Alright. Who do I want to get back here? Probably the Connoisseur. Maybe I want the Cavalier. I like the Connoisseur. We can chump block with our conscript for a bit if we need to. Really need them to play something smaller. This 4/4 is gonna do us dirty. That'll work. Thankfully they don't get haste. I hope they don't get haste still. Ooh, that's a fun draw. We'll swing in with this guy. If they trade, awesome. If they don't, awesome. Alright, I don't mind chumping here. Make our vampire bigger. Get another flyer down. Since this is still not big enough to block the Outrider, we're gonna hold it back one more turn. Or swing with it one more turn before we start holding it back to threaten the block. Although I guess now we could double block with the other two, if we really felt like it. Damn. Oh, well that's just a gift right there. Get to trigger our Connoisseur. Now it's lethal next turn. We'll see if they just swing all out here. There are a lot of pump spells in this format. At least 2 good ones in the colors they're in. That's a spicy card for them. I don't know if it's lethal. Sure might be. Oh, that'll probably do it right there. Yikes. Yeah, now we're going to have to block this, and then we will just lose next turn. Rough. We were so close there. Nice play from the opponent, though. What a way to go out. One swing away. Rats. See you on the next one. Welcome back. We are on the draw, but maybe we can keep this. If we hit our lands, we're fine. If we don't, this is bad. Well, I'm going to keep and complain when I get punished for it. Alright. Okay. So far, so good. Would have liked that to be a plains, but I won't complain. Not about getting a land, at least. Alright, not ideal, but we still have cast down we can play. And any land makes us have a Rager we can cast. Yep, that's fine. Let's swing first. And hope we top deck another land here. Alright. Now we are at critical mass, and we really need to start hitting some plays. Or I guess at least one more for the Connoisseur would be okay. Alright, they've got a vine wall there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna knock this guy off and get in while I can get in here. Let's heart of the cards this next turn. A land of any kind. Ideally a plains. Ooh, that is a good card. Yeah, a plains would be so great here. Whoo, there it is. Now we can drop our sleeper here. Make them sack their new flying friend. Maybe playing the Connoisseur first was the correct play there, but I like where this puts us tempo-wise. Wonder if the opponent's playing 5 colors here. They're already showing 4. I think let's swing first and see what they do. Well, they're not going to do anything. I'm just going to drop the Connoisseur first before the kicked Warhorse. Alright, another Vine Maul. I guess now we find out if they're playing 5 colors or just 4. And what scary thing they've got if they're playing 5 color. I guess we should actually try to protect her first before we Warhorse. Yeah, looks like it. They sure are. It's a great creature there. Yeah, we'll just attack first before their infantry can get too big. Hopefully they don't have any crazy tricks for it right now. Alright, now we'll just... Now let's go ahead and just get the flyer down. The 2 flyers presents lethal on board if they don't have a way to remove it. I think that's better than a 2-for-1. So far, so good. They can sack a creature. That'll give them a flyer. Or 3. But we're still swinging with both here. Oh, I should have played the Warhorse first. That was a mistake. Now I'm tempted to kill this guy. Although I forgot I only had the 1 planes, which is a bit of a dumb move, but that's okay. I'll hold the Warhorse for next turn for the pump on the Protector, instead of dropping that out as well. There's no way they're lethaling me out of nowhere with this. Although Tatiova is a nice stabilization piece. They'll do their double block thing here. Yep. And we'll keep growing. Our Warhorse, we can sack our token this turn. We'll see if this is GG. Yep, they're going to go ahead and call it there. Nice. Our 2 flyers been doing a lot of work for us here. See y'all in the next one. Welcome back to the next round, y'all. We are on the draw here with it's definitely looking like a little bit of a weaker one of our hands, but the Herbalist could help us scry towards hitting our black source and better things, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Yeah, that's a nice follow-up there. If we're not going to draw into a way to cast these spells, at least that's a nice one. Kavu, that's a pretty good draw for that, or thing that they could drop there. Yeah, I think now I'm just playing this instead of swinging and trying to scry, which is a shame because I really could use the scry right now. But I don't think it's worth just trading the Herbalist away for nothing other than the scry. Wow, these Kavu are lining up well against us here. Probably just need to drop this guy to have a creature threatening the trade with the Kavu. Ouch. Alright, the opponent has got a very good start here. And we are struggling with ours. The Raven Man, I forget what he does. Oof. Well, they're gonna start making birds, which is no good. Yeah. I'll discard Destroy Evil, I guess. Wow. Yeah, this is just really unfortunate. They're just going to be able to make us discard a card each turn, and we're not going to be able to cast anything. Might be like the worst thing we could have seen here on a draw like this. Yeah, just brutal. Not only are they picking apart our hand, but they're just making a crazy board state in the process. I guess I may as well swing with this guy now. Maybe kill a Kavu with him. Get some life back. Ah, boy. Well, we're just going to be losing cards left and right, and they're not even having to do anything. They can just spend their mana each turn on this. Well, there's our land finally, and we can cut down the Raven Man. But I don't know that it is enough. I'm pretty okay making that trade. At least it leaves a bunch of 1/1s on the board. Oh, of course now they've got Legomos. This guy goes away at the end of turn, right? Yeah, but that's rough. We pretty much have to play our flyer here. It's likely they've been holding on to removal because they haven't had to cast their removal all game. So, yeah, they'll immediately have something for it. I'll chump this guy this turn. And it has trample, I forgot. Shouldn't have chumped it. What do we mill? Other than our conscript. Ooh, that's a good one too, if I remember correctly. Yep. That's the key aristocrats player in this format. It's not even worth blocking here. I'm just gonna eat it and we'll die next turn. These two together is just nasty. I'm gonna go out swing in here. Maybe I can draw into another Rager. Ping myself again. Well, that'll do it. Welcome back. We're on the play this time, and we've got another one of those hands that I'm probably going to keep and then regret later. But we've got a Splatter Goblin, and any land gets us to a Rager, which helps draws us towards better cards and more cards. Of course, we draw white creatures we can't play instead, but that's okay. Just like that. Yikes. Yep. Reaping what I have sowed here. Kept the greedy hand, and now I'm paying the price for it. Probably should have attacked there with the goblin, but it's fine. We'll just start eating some aerial damage. Oh, that's a start. Yeah, there's a good draw. Alright, we get to kill a flyer here. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like that's worth the goblin trade. I'm gonna get to draw a land each turn, which is pretty nice though. Or a card each turn. A Rager of their own. Well, at least now we can get a flyer down. And we don't need to trade anything. If we draw one more land, we can drop our Connoisseur, and then we're in looking at good shape. And another 5-color deck here, putting in some work. Could kill the barricade. Could play the Cavalier and pump up our guy twice, and then swing in with him. Could Sleeper and make them sack something, but they've got a bunch of stuff to sack. I think I like Rage Ring first here, just to put another creature on the board and draw us a card. Hopefully hit another land. That's unfortunate. Especially since we didn't hit the land. Would have been a little less of a sting if we had hit the land. Alright, another defender. I mean, if we can deal with their flyers and flying producer, they're going to be able to keep dropping more. Alright, well we can do that and something else, which is nice. I think we probably just need to drop as many creatures on the board here as we can. I mean, at this rate, if we can hold off long enough, they'll just deck themselves. They'll have a flying army of doves before that happens. Ooh. And another one they can cast right away, yeah. Trade where we can. We get 2 more creatures down. And then this thing can just kill us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, that's dead. Rough, 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 rough. Kept another bad or sketchy hand though, so can only blame myself. But I was a lot of draws without hitting a single land, and then when we did, it was just the wrong color. So let's take one more look at the deck that never got to play the one card we built it around. Defiler of Flesh. First picked it. Didn't get to draw it a single time in any of the rounds. So that kind of stinks, but it still was a fun deck. The Connoisseur did a ton of work. The Protector as well. So flyers that can get big. Good cards. Really like the Ragers. Helped us keep drawing through our deck. But I'd really like to play with the Defiler of Flesh. I played with the green one a lot and had a lot of fun with it, so would definitely like to try this one out some more. But I appreciate y'all coming along on this ride with me today, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care, everybody.